All right, it looks like we are live. Welcome, guys. Today, we are going to talk about why you will not make any money on Amazon unless you have this one skill. So today, we're just going to be listing some items, hanging out, talking about why you have to be able to list your items in order to make money. So yeah, we're just going to be hanging out together. If you guys have work to do, feel free to watch this and do your work at the same time. Listen to this while you're walking around listing your items, doing some online sourcing, and all that. So enjoy. So one thing that happens for me every once in a while is you'll be listing your items and um, basically I use Inventory Lab to list my items. And so every once in a while you'll list another ASIN on there and it'll tell you that it has to go to another warehouse. Um, So that's an annoying problem, but you can usually get around it by just deleting that one item off of the shipment and being able to just relist the item in another shipment. We got Christian in the chat. Let's go. Good to see you guys. We have 6 people in here. Also, in this, we're going to talk about why you're not going to be able to make money on Amazon unless you have the skill of listing. I mean, that's kind of an obvious thing, but if you don't have a way of dealing with your items, if you're a good sourcer, you're able to find the deals, you're able to find the profit, but you just let your stuff sit there, you're never going to actually make money. My boy, basement chilling. Yeah, check out these rafters. It's the best. I never stream down here. Good to see you, Josiah. Welcome. Yeah, we basement chilling for sure. Josiah, how is the start to your January gone? And Josiah, recently, have you been getting a lot of removal orders? Like, has a lot of your stuff, because I know several months ago you were mentioning how you were getting like a bunch of like even books from the book selling days back to you. Are you still getting a lot of books back or not so much? I feel like for me, it's starting to slow down. Oh yeah, and Amazon has this new send to Amazon feature when you list stuff. They always want us to learn new things, basically, but it's not very hard. I'm considering making a video on it if it's even something that people need help with. I don't even know if people need help with it. Is that something that I should make, guys? Um, is everyone kind of understanding the new listing? They had a box that you could tick. I don't want to learn a new system during the busy holiday season that I kept ticking, but it's really not super hard. And also, guys, if you're new here, I have been doing a series where I build an Amazon FBA store from zero to $20,000 a month and showing you guys all the leads that I find along the way. And so I'm on episode 4 of that. Episode 5 is coming out this Saturday. And so if you guys are curious about that series, I do have links in the description that have those free videos there. And a lot of people have been really enjoying that. So those are there for you if you want to check those out. RW says, where are you? Not in the usual place. I am in my basement. All this stuff here. Yep, I don't think I've ever streamed down here, but first time for everything. Whoa. got suddenly darker. There we go. That's better. RW, what have you been up to? Yeah, the man cave basically. I do a majority of my work not down here. I mostly just do my listing down here. If I have any listing, I still have some. I was doing some Walmart items and some other like bulk items that I just list myself. But yeah, it's a good man cave if I want to just do that. We got Josiah in the chat, busy so far, about to head on vacation and wrapping up the business, setting up the local team for success without us. The local team, are you meaning for Turo? I know you're going to Hawaii, right? When are you leaving? We got 7 people in here, so thank you guys so much for showing up. We're just hanging out. We're talking about why you're not going to be able to make money on Amazon unless you have this one skill, which is listing. If you don't list your stuff, you don't make any money. But we got John talking about the listing I was talking about. I've been avoiding the new listing tool. Didn't appear to be Exceller list friendly. I almost got trapped with the new feature as default. Yeah, maybe I should just show how I get through it. The first couple of times I did not want to do it either, that's for sure. We got 2-story media in the chat. Preach it, Seth. What's up, John? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We got RW in the chat listing some items on eBay, buying stuff for Amazon. Have the coffee makers continued to be good for you, RW? I have my coffee right here. It's not Eastern time, so don't worry. I'm not drinking coffee at 6:30 p.m. Old school listing one at a time. Oh yeah, the freaking eBay. eBay's. I don't like eBay. We got Josiah in the chat. Automatic removals come in spurts. I want to say at the beginning of the month. I think the books are about all gone. Removals have been less recently. Yeah, it's like it felt like for a while. For those of you guys who don't know, for a long time I was selling primarily used items, and for a while I was even selling stuff without the cords. My return rate was very, very high. So my returns, I was getting a lot of removal orders back to my house that I had to process. Um, so if you get a lot of stuff back from Amazon, I feel your pain. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, since I've been doing new stuff like Josiah also does, it's been a lot less of those removals. Josiah says, yeah, Turo, keeping the cars running while we're gone. Nice. How is the Turo season in Alaska in January? Are enough people visiting still? Amazon is a machine, and the more you list, the more you make. It's that simple. Exactly. Yeah, like eBay, I mean, the sell similar is nice. If you guys don't know, you can basically, like when you look up your item in an eBay search, you can basically sell similar and it fills a lot of those details. But you still have to take pictures, you still have to change some of the details, and it's just not as fast. I'm curious what you guys use for your shipping as far as a printer. I use, I guess I could turn it over and show you guys. I use the Dymo 4XL. I can show you real quick. This little Dymo. I've had it for like 3 years at this point, and it's jammed on me so many times. So I don't know if I would even recommend it. It's been good enough. But we got in the chat Lorenzo Gomez. What would you do if you sold something used open box like new and it came back broken and missing pieces? So are you saying like after I sold it and I got a return and then I removal ordered it back to myself and it came back broken and missing pieces? Or like if I purchased it and like was about to list it on Amazon basically. Regardless, if it was gonna be open box like new and it's broken, if you can return it, that would be great. That would be ideal. But if you're beyond the window, you're just gonna have to find a way to liquidate it. We got Val in the chat. His name is Val in real life, but editor. A new place. Yes, this is my basement actually. Just a bunch of stuff that I need to liquidate. Yep. Just figured I would we'd talk about the skill that you need to have in order to make money, which is listing, and just do some work together. RW is saying, I looked at Turo here, but just did not seem to be worth the investment. And the airports are not close to me, so I'll pass for now on that investment. That makes sense. Yeah, Rolo all day, Rolo all day. Yeah. Maybe for my next one, I'll do that. For now, it's good enough. It was FBA. Yeah, I mean, like if I purchased something from eBay, it got to me, it was like I purchased it to be like new and it wasn't used like new, I'd return that ASAP. Yeah, RW likes the Rolo too. Everyone likes the Rolo, everybody. The Rolo. Entrepreneur Turo is keeping me busy. The more interstate travel in the winter, lower rates, but still profits. Nice. Oh, okay. Okay, so you filed the claim with Amazon. Oh, so you purchased a used like new and it was broken. It had yeah, like get that money back for sure. You guys get to hear my tape. We got 8 people in the chat here, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, everybody likes the Rolo. I showed my little Dymo 4XL and everyone's like Rolo, 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 Rolo. I've tried to source the Rolo to sell back on Amazon arbitrage, and I was never able to find it profitably. It was always hard to find. We got Val in the chat. Yes, sir. You have to list in order to get money, because like if you're not listing, like you can buy stuff, and I feel like eBay sellers really have this problem. They'll source and they'll be like, oh my gosh, we went to the thrift store, we went to the estate sale, we went to the bins, we found all this good stuff. and then they just let it pile up all the time. Goodness. Yeah, it's not a good habit. Like, list your stuff as soon as possible. RW says, Seth, can you sell HP on printer? Or on printer. Oh my gosh. Seth, can you sell HP on Amazon? I can. But most of the toners are restricted for me. What about you guys? I've definitely thought about selling the toners because the toners just look like really good arbitrage opportunities. I think a lot of people are gated on those though. Like a lot of them, let's see if I can pull one up for example. I'll share screen in a second. It comes up as like restricted for me. Maybe not all of them. Let's see here. What does this show up as? Yeah, see like this one. Present. We got 10 people in the chat. What's up, guys? Good to see you guys. RW is saying, can I sell HP? Like this one, for example, like this would be sick to sell. $116 toner. But like I'm restricted in it. But like an HP printer, yes, I can sell HP printers. I was selling some HP printers last fall. There's actually some like pretty good arbitrage opportunities with these, but the thing is that they're just so big. Like you have to be like pretty careful. Could probably be selling them as new though, and that would be helpful because the box would help. Let's see, am I gated in something like this? Yeah, a lot of these are restricted like that for me. But like the printers, I can sell. Hey Seth, how helpful is Flipmine for you? Yeah, so if you guys have been watching the 0 to 20K series, at the very beginning we were kind of like building from the ground up, but somewhere in episode 3 and 4 we kind of discovered that Flipmine was a really good way of finding stuff. So we ended up using that quite a bit actually. It's a pretty good method. You do have to go through a lot of items in order to find the good ones, but Flipmine is really good if you do eBay to Amazon. Yeah, printers, not toners. Yeah, I list my items the next day if I have the items. That's a great idea. If you can be that disciplined, that's definitely gonna only help you in the long term, that's for sure. Mountain of Amazon boxes in the background. Let's clear this comment so that you guys can see. Look at all those boxes. Here, I'll move like that. You're not a true Amazon seller if you haven't had a pile of boxes like that before. It's like not worth the time to just go clear them now. Let them stack and then do it all at once or have someone else do it. True or false? You're not a true Amazon seller if you haven't had a stack of boxes like that or similar to that. True or false in the chat? True or false? RW says true. Val says, what would happen to those boxes after you liquidate all of it? Yeah, so All of these boxes, to my credit, let's get my head out of the way. All of those boxes in the back are empty. I've already opened them up. I've taken the stuff out of them. There's kind of like some stuff on the ground there that I still need to list. So yeah, thankfully I at least have the stuff out of the boxes. And those boxes, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut them up and I'm going to leave them out for the recycler so that they can get recycled. Because I don't want to just throw away that many boxes. I would rather them get used again or be in some type of way environmentally friendly if possible. Kind of just cut them up and, kind of put them in a pile and put them out for the recycler person when they come every 2 weeks for us. How about the items inside? What would you do with it? So basically how it works is there will be, some of those boxes were from like Walmart or other sources that I'm sourcing from, for example. So those are some of the boxes. And then some of those are Amazon returns, stuff that they deem as unfulfillable. Basically, let's say I send in a new item and the customer opens it. Now it's not new anymore. It's used like new, so they need to have it sent back to me. And thank you guys so much for showing up. We have 10 people in the chat. Welcome. We're just explaining basically what unfulfillable items are and all that. But with the items inside the boxes, basically you just gotta find a way to relist them. Thankfully, it's only like, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's not a majority. Like most of the stuff I sell and I have to list it the first time and then I never see it again, or I send it to the prep center. Just some of these smaller items, it's only like $1 to profit each. And so using a prep center just isn't the best choice for those. That's a good question, RW. What's the average cost for a prep center? Yeah, so a prep center, it's usually going to be anywhere between like $1 and $2. And I found oftentimes the best ones are more like $1.75. So it's like if you're doing low ASP items, low average selling price items, it's just like really hard to make a prep center work. That's why like these big Amazon sellers have like big warehouse and team and stuff. But if you're doing like high dollar items, like in 2022, my average selling price was like $175. So like in that case, the profit's going to be like $50 anyways. So I don't care about paying $1.75, But if I'm doing like $15 like cough drops or something like that, like prep center is just not going to really work super well. RW, have you ever tried using a prep center? I know you do a lot of grocery, so grocery might be harder to do prep center wise. But Prep centers are great if you like have the margin per item to do them, but it's just like there's so much money in like $1 profit, $2 profit, $3 profit items, and so by the time you pay for a prep center, it's like all my profit's gone. Where you at, bro? Girlfriend throw you in the doghouse? Heck no. We're in the basement. Listing some items. Too hot upstairs? It probably is. Probably is. Val is saying so prep center works well with high margin items. Yeah, exactly. Like if your profit per unit is $2 to $3, like you can oftentimes sell a lot of them, but like paying $1.75 for prep just like sucks. If you have like if they're like smaller unit items. Not really worth it, it seems to me. Yeah. It's like for me, a lot of the electronics are like $100, $200, $300. And so like in that case, like it's super worth it. Because like like we were talking about HP printers earlier, and like if you did HP printers and you only had to pay someone $1.75, but you made $130 each sale, like that's amazing. That's like such a small percentage of your profit, but like if you're making $4 a unit and you have to pay $1.75, like suddenly half your profit's gone. Yeah, coffee makers would be worth it. We got Rakin in the chat. Are you going to Miami 2023? Forgot if I was going. Yes, sir. I am going. You'll be there, right? I think Joji's going too. I don't think Bacon Bagel is still in the chat. I don't think he's going this year. He's going to Hawaii instead. But yeah, coffee makers will definitely be worth it. Just the thing is like if it's a used one that needs cleaning, you know, that's probably not going to work super well. Like that one, you're going to end up having some customer problems, that's for sure. Raking Profit saying, you going by yourself or you bringing the girl? This year I'm going by myself. We're planning on going to Thailand and we scheduled it super close to Miami. So literally 3 days after I get back, we're gonna go straight to Thailand. So that's gonna be cool. RW says, wouldn't they charge more for bigger items? Yeah, you would think so, but they oftentimes don't. But the thing that I've discovered is when I was sending my used items to the prep center, they would definitely find any reason to ship your items out every 3 or 4 weeks instead of every week, because it's just not as good money for them. Josiah says, yeah, I don't think I'm coming. What's up, Steve? Yeah, you're gonna go to Hawaii. It'll be a bummer not to see you, but I get it. Hawaii will be fun. It'll be a well-deserved vacation for you. Rakin says you should come stay at the house I rented. If you need a place, you can save some money. A lot of eBay to Amazon people will be there. It's an eBay to Amazon house, hot tub as well. I love it. That's such a good idea. Um, yeah, kind of wish I would have known, but I already have an Airbnb, unfortunately. So I'll probably have my Airbnb and maybe I'll just come hang out there most of the time. But that sounds fun. It'll be really good to like actually network with all the other people who are doing eBay to Amazon. That's a super good idea, actually. RW says, well, I still have a year or so before I retire. So good for now. Oh, yeah, before prep center. Yeah, like you don't have to do prep or a prep center. Heck yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. But is there an ice bath? I wish, bro. What's good, Josiah? Heck yeah, that'll be fun. That's a super good idea. Got to bring the community together. Steve, what day are you getting there? I decided to come in earlier. Steve, how's that reseller freedom going as well? I saw that you were launching it. Looks like some people were signing up like right from the get-go too, so that'll be cool. Seems like a really solid idea. It just basically for those who don't know, as far as my understanding of it goes, it's basically a group where you can actually get on like live calls with Amazon sellers who are like in the mix doing stuff. Go to Amazon and basically it provides support and like actually being able to build a community of people who are selling on Amazon and kind of like learning from there. Um, so that'll be cool. RW says not going to be in the US when I leave. Are you gonna retire in another country? You gonna do some geo arbitrage? Is that what it's called? Where you take the United States currency and make it go further in another place? Let me check my dates 1 second. Rakin saying it's going okay. I thought a lot of people would sign up, but only like 33 so far. Not bad. I need like 125 people to sign up to break even after paying coaches. Shoot. That sucks. I'm sorry, man. That feels bad. Fingers crossed. We have 10 coaches. I mean, you launched it like today, didn't you? Like yesterday? 24 hours. So hopefully, yeah, it's only day 2. Yeah, so hopefully a lot of people join for that. Yeah, and you're like trying to make it like as good of a product as you can. So it's like you don't want to like make it like 5 coaches and less meetings so that you can make more money, you know. But I don't know, trade-offs, it's hard. RW says, yeah, heading to Nicaragua. So $1 is $36 there. So nice income. That's sick. Yeah, I've heard good things about Nicaragua. Um, yeah, that sounds cool. Like, there's a part of me that really wants to like completely just move out of the country and be like, yep, got 150K. Like, let's just go live somewhere else. But I want to continue to see my friends and family, so I don't think I ever probably will. But I kind of like it. It sounds super cool. I would love to do that. Gotta get my friends and family to like all move to a different place with me. We got Rake and Profit saying we'll get there. If not, I'll just move into the basement and live off rice and beans. Oh, oh, no, it'll work out. Jokes, jokes, jokes. Entrepreneur start selling grocery flips and live off the returns and damages. There's no returns with grocery though. What are you talking about, Josiah? RW, well, I'm much older than you, so not an issue with the family or friends. Aw. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, like my parents, for example, they're like 60, so it's like I would feel like an awful person just like leaving my family and just being like, nah, I'm not gonna see you guys ever. Like I'm moving to Thailand. Like I kind of wish we could just get like Christiana's family and my family and like our friends and just move to a place where our money actually goes further. Because like imagine if you were making like I don't know, just hypothetical example, making 10K a month, but like you only really needed like 1,000 a month to live, like all of your expenses. Like you'd probably never need to work again very soon. And we got 10 people in the chat right now. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you guys are new here, I do have a 0 to 20K series that I have put up on YouTube where I'm building an Amazon FBA store and taking it to 20K in revenue, showing you guys all the leads along the way. The links to those are in the description below. If you want to check that out, we give basically all the leads that we would have been purchasing for the series right up on YouTube. So um, yeah, right. Yeah, because you were talking earlier before, what is it? What was that conversion? Yeah, $1 equals $36 there. So 350K a month all day long. I mean, you literally just made like, if you multiply it like that, like you're basically retired. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I had a friend recently actually that he moved to, he's an engineer. He wanted to save more money and get another job. He ended up moving to Alabama and they're saving like 2 grand a month because of living expenses. And he's like, yeah, it's actually pretty good here. And they were like fine with it. They like have a family and stuff. So like a new family as well. We got Val in the chat. What's your target retirement age? And just to clarify too, like, let's say, I mean, the whole idea behind this is fire. For those in the chat, we have 9 people in the chat. Basically, I'm probably preaching to the choir with this type of audience, honestly, but fire is financially independent, retire early. Basically, the idea behind that is like, let's say you have $1 million, for example, and the S&P 500 returns, we'll call it like 5%. or 7% or whatever. If you make 5% passive income from $1 million, that's what is that, like $50,000 a year? Um, some people say it's less, some people say it's more. It kind of depends on the year, probably, and the averages. But basically, if you have a certain amount of money invested, really you can just live off of the income and never have to work again if you don't want to. I think I would still work. Like, there's something about the human existence of like having something to work on and like growing and progressing that I don't even think it's healthy to just be done with that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, having a certain amount of money and being able to do that um, is like that would be a huge achievement. And like, we'd be able to give more, we'd be able to um, really completely have the type of schedule that we want to have. Um, I mean, life's already really good, but target retirement age. I'm 29 right now. I think it could be possible. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's possible that I like make $1 million like in 3 months. It's possible, but realistically, potentially in 3, 4 years. So like 33 could potentially happen. And that also depends on like, that would be like super lean fire, like having living expenses paid for, which would be amazing. We got RW in the chat. My house is paid for over there and have staff to take over the day-to-day stuff. So really can't wait. So like staff in Nicaragua or staff here, and like what stuff to take over. Like take over the Amazon stuff, or to like run your house and stuff. The super cool thing about Amazon and like prep centers is you literally could just keep running your Amazon store from another country. You would just have to send everything to prep center and have a way of liquidating returns. So you just need to have a product that's high enough ASP and also has a low return rate, ideally. RW saying I still source when I'm over there, but might have a person to research, like a VA. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, just have someone like continually looking into leads and basically being able to at least maintain your catalog, if not grow it. There's maids there cooking and house stuff, but we'll probably get a person to do the Amazon stuff. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. We got Vladimir Solo Kolets. I couldn't say it quickly. Hello from Ukraine. Welcome. Good to see you, man. Welcome. I probably absolutely said your name completely wrong. I tried. I'm sorry in advance, but good to see you. Welcome. RW and I were just talking about how he's going to go to Nicaragua, and he's going to basically have a team there who's doing his Amazon stuff and running his house as well. We got Harold in the chat. Welcome. Good evening. Good to see you. I'm trying to think of what I should list next. Howard Hospitality Group, love your videos. You're killing it, man. Dude, I appreciate that. Thank you. Have you been watching the 0 to 20K series that I've been doing? Are those the ones that you've been enjoying? And if so, like, what's the thing that you enjoy the most? Because, like, I want to make more good content for you guys. But sometimes I just, like, I make something and it does well, and I'm like, well, what do people like about that? You know? And I try to do more of the thing, but it wasn't the thing that I thought it was that people liked. So I'm always curious what connected. RW says, what's the Miami thing that you were talking about? Yeah, so basically there is a conference, I think it's February 18th, that weekend. It's basically a seller conference put on by Romer the Roamer and Taylor Jones Official. Basically, a bunch of Amazon sellers getting together, networking, getting to know each other. Also, a lot of social media people there as well. Just a really good conference to like get to know, other sellers, learn from them. I got to meet a lot of cool people. I went last year, and it was in Miami, so that was pretty fun as well. RW says, signing off, Seth, making dinner. Have a good evening. Good to see you. Welcome. Hope you have a good evening, man. Always good to have you. But yeah, Howard, if you see or hear, always good to know what actually connects, because I'm not sure if it's the live sourcing or someone was saying that they liked how I kind of like treat the replenishable list and like expanding the list. So always curious to see what actually hits with people. Well, that just blocks everything. We got Howard in the chat. I just started purging your content. The things that help me the most are the product finding ideas, the live sourcing, the replenishable content, etc. Sweet. Yeah, I'll try to do more of that. For anyone who's in the chat, I'm curious if this idea sounds like a good video idea. Basically, what I would do is it would be a sourcing challenge type video. And basically, I'd be given a random website. I might know the website. I might not know the website. And I have 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever to find as much profit on that site without any prior research as possible. I'm curious what you guys think about that. That sounds like a fun challenge to do. Like, imagine I get like, because like most of my sourcing is eBay, but like we were on stream the other day and we found like a $95 profit lead from Cabela's. And it wasn't a Cabela's type item, like it was a Jenga set. And I came back the next morning and the store was bought out. Like I couldn't get it anymore. Or if you guys have any other ideas of what would be a better type of video idea, I'd love to see that. We got Howard in the chat saying, I've been doing books for about 10 months. I've done 60K in sales so far, but it's time to move into online arbitrage. Yeah, like I mean, the money with like books, like if you did 60K in sales with books, like you probably made a good amount of money. I mean, the margins with books are really good. Um, so like I'm assuming the first couple months, like you kind of have to get the ball rolling, and then so you probably had some 10K sales months, right? Let's see. I mean, 60K divided by 10, 6K. There are probably some less, some more. Solid money. 45K in profit. Some good margins, man. You just like literally send in the $100 books only. I mean, online arbitrage, in the online arbitrage world, if you're doing like 20% margin, like you're running your business really well, or you're just small. So, well, what is that? Like a 70% margin? That's a lot of profit. It's good. It's nice to be able to source from home though, that's for sure. Because like I know for me, I think I did books for 9 months, and I had like one source that was really good for me, and I was always scared that other sellers were gonna come and like get the books from that source. Whereas like online arbitrage, there's kind of like a bunch of ways to get stuff. Like I was sourcing the Goodwill Outlet world, and I'd like specifically try to go at certain times where nobody else was gonna be there. Like I'd go when it was snowing. I'd go early mornings. I would like stay, and like if someone left, like I would make sure not to leave, and get as much time there by myself as possible, or with only one other person. Because when I was at the bins, they would sometimes do book rotations, and with what is it? With like several sellers, like it's bad. But like if you're the only person there, it was so good. But it was hit or miss too, because like they could like not bring the books out for like 2 hours, and you're just like sitting there waiting for books. And then you're like you've sat there waiting for 2 hours, and you're just like, I need one more rotation. And then they'd like never bring out books, and you just like wasted 4 hours. But then they could bring out an amazing rotation, and you make like $500. So like trade-offs there. Yeah, books kill it, exactly. But I would like to source from home, exactly. Um, Here's a tip as well, Howard. If you do books, honestly, in my opinion, like I literally actually did this today. If you source the books that you've already sold at a high price, like if you did 45K in profit off of 60K sales, like you're probably selling like at least a decent percentage of your books were like banger books, like 50, 100, 150, $200 books. Like try sourcing those from eBay. Try sourcing those from Abe Books. Like you'd be surprised what you can find. Like they're not always going to be profitable like at any given moment, you know? But like today, for example, there was a book I found at the bins like maybe 2 years ago. It was a fiction, like an antique fiction book. It's like a 500K rank. And when I found it shrink wrapped. So I decided to take the risk of selling it as new. And it sold like pretty quickly for me. And so I was like, okay, I'm getting into online arbitrage. I have the faith that this item sells at $120. So I looked on eBay and it was there was one on auction. It was like $35 at the time. So I waited until the end of the auction. I bid on it at the last second. I purchased it for like $45, and it sold again for 100 plus. So like that's a solid another $40, $50 profit that you can make just by selling the same book that you've already sold again. We got Harold in the chat. What are the cons of not staying with selling books? Yeah. So the cons to wait, the cons of not staying. I'm just gonna take it as the cons to selling books. The cons to selling books, I've kind of been talking about it a little bit. It's like really competitive sometimes. Like if another seller comes on your like turf, you know, it's like suddenly all your books can be gone. And you have to like manually go out there and find the books. I mean, books are good, but like if you're a lot of Goodwills are pretty picked. Some Goodwills actually sell on Amazon. So I'm glad that the Goodwills at your location are untouched. Yeah. But like sometimes they're scanning their books before, and you can kind of tell like the Goodwills are either going to be good or bad. So sometimes there's pressure and you can't find enough profitable stuff with books. But with online arbitrage, I mean, not just selling used books, you could sell almost any item in the entire like America on Amazon, and there's ways to find them profitably. Howard says I'd still do books. I can source at night for retail arbitrage and double my sales versus watching movies and eating popcorn. Yeah, I mean that's the spirit to have. Like that's the spirit to have, and do that for long enough, and you'll have maids in Nicaragua like RW, if that's the path you choose, or just be doing well in America. RW is retiring in Nicaragua. He's been doing well on Amazon for a while. Apparently in Nicaragua, the dollar, $1 is worth $35 in Nicaragua, which is kind of nuts. I would have to look that up to see if that's actually true, but I mean, I think RW's done his research. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before. When you're listing stuff, you have these bigger rolls and you have these smaller rolls. And if you're listing multiple of an item and you have the bigger rolls in, they just all come out with the bigger rolls. I always feel so stupid if I ever do that. Just like, man, like 30 of the big rolls are getting labeled out because I forgot to switch the labels. I almost just did that just now. That's a great idea. Thanks, man. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, yeah, like I literally did that today. Here's a tip, guys. So I don't know if any of you guys use Inventory Lab to list stuff and do some of your bookkeeping. I think some of you guys are book people, so you might not have this, but so I'll go quick in case you guys don't have this. But basically, Inventory Lab, it's a software. It has this feature called ASIN profitability, so I'll just show you guys where it is anyways. I can't show you all my ASINs, but excuse me. So you can go to reports, ASIN profitability, and basically from there, you can see the, like, it'll give you a breakdown. It connects with your Amazon sales, and it'll show you like this Easton Press book gets like, I sold it, 2 of them for $120. It'll break down the revenue. It'll break down how much profit you made after your cost of goods that you entered. Like super cool tool. So I was just going through that today, and I remembered about this book because of that feature. So that was cool to see. Howard Hospitality Group is saying my 11-year-old daughter has her own vending business too. So I help her with that too. She's killing it with mini claw machines. Oh, interesting. You can see it in our YouTube channel. Another passive income idea. I'll have to check that out. Let's see here. Howard Hospitality Group. Nice. Let's share screen so everyone can see here. We got Howard Hospitality Group. No money in our claw machine. What happened? 4 views per hour. That's cool. Heck yeah. Yeah, definitely give him a check out if you guys are interested in this. It looks like they're talking about how to, oh yeah, they're doing a vending machine business. Heck yeah. Love it. Oh, I was not even sharing screen. Here we go. Howard Hospitality Group. Nice. Got a lot of videos listed. Nice, man. Someone just rung the doorbell. I'm kind of a hermit. I'm not a hermit, but I'm like, someone rings the doorbell, I'm like, go away. Just put the package down. Don't ask for my signature, please. Moving next week then. Hail Nicaragua. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't want to move out of the country, I don't think. But like me and like thinking about, did somebody need a signature or something? Oh, an Amazon package. I wonder. I'll be back in 1 second. Those Amazon delivery truck people need signatures. So I had to help them out and get my package too, you know? I'm curious if you guys deal with that as well. Is there a way to like turn that off so that they just drop your stuff off? I'd be very curious if you guys have dealt with that. We got Harold in the chat. Do you guys keep all your books? Do you keep all your books, including the long tail ones at Amazon FBA? That's a good question. For me, right now I'm doing primarily online arbitrage. So I probably, like, I'm not doing books super heavily. most of my stuff is online arbitrage stuff where I'm purchasing like 2 to 4 weeks worth of inventory. I'm wanting my stuff to turn as fast as possible. So I'm not having trouble with restock limits, which is why I'm assuming you're asking. So like the way that my store is now, like I don't feel a ton of pressure to merch to fill anything as far as like restock limits for books. And Howard Hospitality Group is saying we do everything FBA way easier. Yeah, I totally agree. Just the problem, and probably why Harold is asking, I'm assuming, is Amazon, if your stuff is like moving kind of slow, like books often do, they'll often limit you to just 1,000 slots. And so the way that you can kind of deal with that a little bit is like if you have long tail ones, you can merch fulfill them and like have those like 300 books that sell a little slower at your house. Therefore, you can fill up your slots with faster moving stuff. Drink your water, guys. Drink your water. Not an Amazon tip. Looks like we got 7 people in the chat. Welcome, guys. If you guys are new here and you like live sourcing, I do have a series on YouTube for free where I'm building an Amazon FBA store from scratch with the goal of doing 20K a month in revenue on Amazon while showing you guys the leads that I'm sourcing. And so the links to that are in the description if you guys are interested in live sourcing. Episode 5 is coming out on Saturday, so be on the lookout for that. And also, if you guys are needing any specific business consulting, I also do that as well. And you can find the information to that in the description as well. But got a lot of videos on my channel. I'm always looking for suggestions on what I can make to help you guys out even more. So feel free to let me know in the comments or in the chat what you guys would like to see. We got Harold in the chat. Is there still a lot of opportunity in 2023 for OA? Or do you see the market starting to get crowded and saturated? There's definitely like portions of the market that get saturated, and so you just have to move to do something else or move to do something better. OA, in my opinion, I don't think it's really going to go away. But like the opportunity in like Nike shoes, for example, like that was much, much better several years ago than now, potentially. But there's like the attention went there maybe. And so maybe now the attention is better somewhere else. Like if you're a good OA seller and you learn it well, like if you're good at something, I really don't think the extra people coming in it is going to be a problem. Also, this is a growing market. I saw a statistic actually the other day. Basically, what was it? It was by Arbitrage Ops, and he was saying that online sales were literally only 15% of the entire retail market, which is absolutely nuts. Like it's only 15%. like it can get so much more saturated and still be like there can be like that number of sales online is probably only going to go up. Like the other day I went to Dick's to like switch my shoes out that I got for a present, and I waited in line for like 20 minutes. Like it is such a value add to just be able to buy your stuff online. Like that market's not shrinking. That market is growing in the amount of sales that are going to happen. And so even if there's more sellers, there's also going to be more opportunity. I think like yeah, it would have been better if you and I learned how to do this like 5 years ago, but um, there's still lots of opportunity, especially if you're good at it, which you're in luck because there's a lot of content about this too. Good to have you, Howard. See ya. But yeah, I mean, there's still tons of opportunity when it comes to online arbitrage. That being said, I wish I would have started 5 to 7 years ago. Then maybe I'd be in Nicaragua. But you know, like regrets could happen, and life goes on. Just continue to be good at something, and that's the best way to beat competition. Like just be as knowledgeable and skilled and practiced as you can, and things will be just fine. There's a lot of people trying to do this on like 5 hours a week. Just put in a little effort and you'll be able to do just fine, in my opinion. Harold saying the online market will grow, but the arbitrage opportunity going to continue to grow. Yeah, I think there's I mean the reason, like just think about this, like why is there arbitrage? And so like if we sit down and think about it, I think the reason there's arbitrage is because a site um like like Michael's, for example, is not as well shopped and doesn't have as many customers and traffic as Amazon does. So, yeah, a lot of the items are still going to be sold for the same price, but there's still going to be that percentage of items that actually people are willing to pay more on Amazon because, you know, Amazon's in stock on almost any item in the United States. Um, rather than someone having to go to Michael's and see like, oh, they're out of stock. I just wasted 10 minutes of my life, you know? And then Amazon also has better customer experience, better return experience, better shipping experience. Amazon continues to be the leader in that. Now, I don't think there's going to be arbitrage opportunity the other way. You definitely want to make sure that you are selling your items on the platform that's getting a lot of attention. But like, there's a lot of attention on Amazon. So I think the opportunity is like still really good. But like you do need to like learn how to do it and like take it seriously, you know? But that's anything. What are your thoughts, Harold? Do you think it's going to grow or do you think it's going to shrink? Also curious, guys, on your boxes, do you guys put the labels on top or on bottom? I used to be like religious that it had to be on the side, but now I put them on the top. I really don't think it matters. We got Harold in the chat saying good points. I see your points about different audience and buyers. Almost a good case for buying local than selling online. Yeah. Yeah, with like one very good strategy for doing specifically retail arbitrage, where you purchase items from stores in person to resell on Amazon, is you literally, like, let's say, um, like I'm in Colorado, so let's say I have Trader Joe's, and like Trader Joe's, I think it's only in Colorado, Texas, and a couple other states, but yet, like, there are people who lived in Colorado or Texas who are Trader Joe fans, and they're like, man, like I gotta get that like uh, South African spice, Trader Joe spice, but like I live in Connecticut, so I'm screwed. Like, but like a Colorado or a Texas person can literally buy from Trader Joe's and sell it for a 50% ROI potentially, um, depending on the season. They also discontinue their items too for part of the year. Um, yeah, so that local to big market opportunity definitely is there. And I will be back in just 1 second, guys. Be right back. All right, sorry about that. We are back. Should I put myself in timeout? No. Oh, I'm looking in my replenishable sheet, and my virtual assistant is in my replenishable sheet. She's doing her work. That's good. Always a blessing to see that my employees are doing their work. She's looking for leads today. That is what we like to see. I'm curious if you guys do this for your shipments. Well, like let's say you have a bunch of a certain item. Like I have these like upset stomach tablets, and you have like a bunch of them. You can, and you don't know like how many of them to put in a box together. Let's say I have 100 of them, but they like weigh a certain amount, so you don't want to like have an over 50-pound box. What you can do is if you have RevSeller, or I think Seller Amp also tells this. Oh yeah, also the Amazon listing tells this. It'll tell like how much the item weighs. Um, it'll tell you how much it weighs, and so you can be like, oh, this weighs a pound, or you could just weigh it. You could be like, all right, we're gonna put, if it's a pound, we're gonna put like 45 of these in here. And that way we can actually know how many of these to put in a box. Also, small and light is a really good way of selling on Amazon, because you get a competitive edge on your fees. Like for example, if I sell small and light 10, well, if I sell for $10 without small and light, on some items you're literally like only making like $4 or $5, but with small and light, it like bumps it up by $1 or $2 or sometimes even $3. So small and light's a really good program. If you guys are just getting here, welcome. We got 5 people in the chat. Good to see you guys. We're basically talking about basically listing on Amazon. Like if you don't list stuff, you don't make money. You have to find some way to deal with it. You know what I mean? Whether it's a prep center, whether it's learning how to list yourself, whether it's hiring someone, you're not going to make money unless you list. Extremely important. We got Mr. Chang's how to find good good products. So that I can tailor this answer to your strengths. What type of sourcing do you regularly do? What type of sourcing? Like, do you do apparel? Do you do grocery? Do you do eBay to Amazon? Do you do retail arbitrage? There's literally like 100 ways to find products. But if you do retail arbitrage and I'm like, yeah, I go to Kohl's, you're gonna be like, I don't want this low ROI, fast volume stuff, you know? We got Scott in the chat. Thoughts on software for OA, worth the cost? I'm curious which software in general you're even talking about, and like what your level of sales with online arbitrage are. Like for example, if you're doing like 2K a month in sales, like it's probably not worth spending $100 a month on Be Cool AI for your repricer, for example. But like if you're doing 40,000 a month without a repricer, like, and you're spending like 20 hours a month repricing your stuff, you should probably use a repricer and cough up the $100 in order to do so, you know? So it's like super situational, you know? Like if you're struggling with something and like a software is going to save you whatever your quote unquote hourly rate is, you should get the software. But like if you're not doing any sales and the software doesn't solve a big enough problem, then don't do it. More so for sourcing, like tactical arbitrage or source mogul. For me personally, I don't love tactical arbitrage. And here's why. Unless you're really good at it, you're kind of gonna be looking at the same leads that everyone else is looking at. And so you'll think that you're getting a really, really good product. But then another like 30 people see it, unless you had some like distinct advantage, like you had like a coupon code that was built into your margin, or like the site was on sale or something and not many people knew about it. So I don't have tactical arbitrage. I've used it before. But I mean, you can get good results with tactical arbitrage. I've never used Source Mogul before. What I would do if I were you is I'd use the free trials of those things and be like, in those 14 days, like, did I make a lot of money with this? And like, is the fee for this worth it for me? Kind of just like spend some time using it. Like, did it work for you? That's what I did with tactical arbitrage this last time. I used it for a while, like a couple years ago, discontinued it, and then I tried again a couple months ago. I did the trial again, and I was like, like this was okay, but it didn't really help me enough. So I canceled it. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, you're welcome. Hopefully that helps. I mean, if it's a software that you just like don't like obviously it's not worth it. But like if you're getting results with it, like you should keep using it. Life as an entrepreneur says, what software do you use for sourcing? Good question. So a big part of my business model is eBay to Amazon. I purchase a lot of stuff from eBay to Amazon. If I'm not doing eBay to Amazon, I'm having my virtual assistant do manual sourcing or storefront stocking. But for eBay to Amazon, I'll often use Flipmine a lot. You kind of have to sort through a lot of stuff that's not good, but eventually you can find some pretty good stuff with it. That and just using my replenishable list to just keep restocking the stuff I've already sold. Here's another good way of doing it too. Like if you've been selling for a long time, looking at your inventory lab, ASIN profitability tracker, it'll basically show you all of the things that you've sold and for how much profit. And then you can just go and like restock those because oftentimes they're still profitable. And you can turn an item that you were sourcing just one time into a replenishable item, which I think everyone should aspire to at least a little bit in their stores. Oh, yeah, Keepa. Yeah, definitely. I didn't mention it because I kind of feel like it's almost a given. Seller Amp is good as well for kind of calculating fees. Yeah. Keepa is a massive skill. Because like you're gonna be spending thousands of dollars on inventory, like you should probably at least know the landscape of like how much does this item sell for and how fast is it gonna sell. Like those are extremely important metrics to know for your store, you know. One of my items is leaking. Blech. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, hopefully that's helpful in some way. Yo, what's up? We got Philip in the chat. Good to see you, man. You're the Philip who we're talking on Instagram, right? I'm just gonna check. I think that's you. Yeah. Sick. Good to see you, man. Yes, sir. The one and only. Exactly. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. We're kind of just listing the remnants of our items that need to be listed, hanging out with people. We had a RW in the chat earlier. The one and only, he is going to retire in Nicaragua next year, which is going to be pretty cool. Apparently the $1 equals $36 there, which is absolutely nuts. We had Raken in the chat for a while. The grocery king. Let's go. Yeah, exactly. I got to keep referring to RW as the grocery king. Grocery is kind of an underrated category. Like, I used to think grocery was like the stupidest category, but then I did used electronics, and I'm like, oh my gosh, 0% return rate would be sick. I would love that. So I respect it a little bit more. Like, you could crank out like 19% ROI items and be like, yep, I'm making 19% ROI with no returns. Grocery is good for volume plays. I feel like grocery is just super overpowered for people who have like a warehouse and like an efficient team. Because like grocery is super cool, but like the amount of time and prep that it takes does not sound like a good time at all. But like if you have a team listing for you and you know like, okay, like my team costs 53 cents a unit, like that's fine. But like you can't send your grocery to the prep center because most grocery stuff is gonna be like under $2 profit. A lot of it is anyways. Like the high volume stuff will be. We got 8 people in the chat. Welcome guys, 9 people in the chat. If you guys are interested in live sourcing, if you guys have been here a long time, you will have heard this several times, but we do have a 0 to 20K Amazon FBA series where I basically bring an Amazon FBA store to 20K in revenue a month. And I show you guys the leads along the way. The links to that is in the description below. It's completely free. It's just on the channel. I just know people really like live sourcing, so decided to make a series like that. And people seem to be enjoying it, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it as well. Oh yeah, that's true. Like I had one lead too where this happened like a year and a half ago when I was just getting into OA. Like I bought a bunch of these like what were they? Like Belvita biscuit bar things. And their expiration dates were like a month out. So like you can't FBA it if it's a month out. So literally returned like 20 boxes of biscuits. The lady at the Walmart counter did not like that. But like, I'm not merchant filling those. I don't want to do that. Depends on the grocery items. What do you mean? Like, yeah, I mean, there's probably some higher ASP grocery items. You're probably right about that. Grocery's not my biggest category, so I don't know tons about it. What category is the item I'm listing right now? I think it's like health and household. Probably, I'm looking it up. Yeah, health and household. That one's nice because it's so vague. Like, God knows what's health and household. Doing some like some tablets. But like in health and household too, there's like household items that can be high ASP as well. So those could be prep centered. I mean, there's literally people doing online arbitrage from other countries, literally like traveling the world and sending their items to the prep center and getting like free hotels and stuff from their credit card points. Like Ben Books the World, he does that. You guys have heard of him. Also Fast Track FBA. British guy, he runs an Amazon FBA store in the UK and in America. And I think he's in Mexico right now. He does everything to Prep Center. Philip says, yeah, prep centers are OP as long as you do your due diligence. Yeah, I mean, prep centers can go very south. To the 11 people in the chat right now, I had a very bad experience with a prep center one time. They were in Montana. They were doing my items well for probably about 2-3 months. And then suddenly everything just went completely chaos. And there were some of my friends were also using it as well. They just like stopped shipping items and ended up getting it was several $1,000s of loss. It could have been much worse, but it was a situation where it was too much of a mom and pop prep center, and I think too many people started using them, and they had employees leave, and they weren't able to rehire, and they were just everything imploded on them. Not a good situation for anyone. And they were $1 a unit, so everyone wanted to use them. And then it probably didn't get profitable for them. What about you, Philip? Are you using a prep center right now? Ooh, I am in Oregon. $1.35 a unit. That's pretty nice. Yeah, my prep center is more than that. $1.35 a unit is a good deal. Like that's on the low side for a prep center. I specifically do mostly eBay to Amazon. So what I did is I'm using a prep center that's in a taxable state. And then I just got sales tax exempt in that state. That way I don't have to deal with like Q4, like everyone sending to them during Q4 and my shipments getting slowed down. It's a little extra step that not enough people are going to do. And it's going to make sure that my shipments continue to be okay during Q4. And then I also have a sales tax free prep center for other stuff, but I use the eBay one the most. We got Scott in the chat. Have you ever used tactical arbitrage, and is it worth the investment? Oh yeah, this was interesting. We literally had another Scott asking about tactical arbitrage like 10 minutes ago. But yeah, I have used tactical arbitrage. I used it for 2 periods of time. One was like a couple years ago at this point. And another time was recently. I'm not like a huge fan of tactical arbitrage, to be completely honest with you. You have to like, in order to do well with tactical arbitrage, I've heard you need to like understand like not just run a tactical arbitrage search on a store. Like you also gotta like understand if there's a sale going on, understand if there's a coupon code that you can use, understand if there's a email discount that you can use, understand and factor in cashback. You just have to be pretty competitive with the things that you're inputting into tactical arbitrage so that you can see things that other people aren't seeing. Because if you just use tactical arbitrage like everyone else, everyone in their VA, you're just going to be getting those same leads as like the other 50 people. We got Philip in the chat, very smart. Are you also tax exempt on eBay? Yeah. That's that was kind of the point. Like I got a prep center in a taxable state that like just does good service for the stuff that I want. And then I got sales tax exempt for that state on eBay, basically. Philip is saying you have to get creative with TA. You can't just do a general search of Walmart. Yeah, like if you can also tactical arbitrage places that other people aren't searching, you can do a lot better. It's a good point. Like, but it's like anything too, you know, like if you just like do the bare minimum with any method, like you're just gonna get crappy results, honestly. Like is book scouting, Amazon FBA, oversaturated? Like you're gonna feel like it's oversaturated if you just scan Goodwills. Like you know, like that's the easiest, most basic, non-creative way of doing the method. but like maybe you go to a estate sales or have relationships with the people at estate sales or clean out companies, or have an employee doing free book pickups. Like you're gonna have a lot better success with something that's a little bit more creative. You know what I mean? Scraping ASINs from storefronts and then doing a reverse source can provide decent leads. Philip providing the tips for the people. Very generous of you. You have to be playing chess while the other people are playing checkers. Let's go. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like really, like just doing like something, anything like a little bit more creative is gonna have like massive results. We got Jose Mata. What's up, Seth? Happy hump day. Good to see you, man. Welcome. Glad to have you. I love your profile picture. I think that's with you carrying, it looks like you're up to the chin in packages. I love that. That's sick. Philip is saying creative or even a bit more time intensive, doing things others won't take the time to do. And ironically, if you do something that other people won't take the time to do, like build a relationship with someone at a store to get items, or like do manual sourcing, or like do a method that other people don't do and you actually like take the time to get good at it. Like ironically, taking the time ends up being just like you save time. Like that happens if you do it well. At the beginning, you're not going to be saving time, but then you'll figure it out and you'll be saving a lot of time. We got Jose Mata saying, "That's back in my eBay days, fulfilling eBay orders." It's those were some good times. Like being like, oh my gosh, like doing all these eBay orders. It was like an inspiring time. I feel like it also was a grindy time. I did eBay for a while myself as well, and yeah, it's a mixed bag. I'm glad to not be doing it anymore, but I'm very thankful for those days. That's for sure. We got Jose Mata in the chat saying, watched a YouTube video today showing how to set up a keep a product finder search that would yield products that have diminishing offer counts with increasing prices. Looks promising. Nice, man. I think I've tried to do similar searches like that before. It's actually a really good way of finding, when I did those types of searches, I ended up finding stuff that was discontinued, which is like, can be really good sometimes. Let's see here. I wonder if I can show you guys the Keep a graph of one of my favorite products. Probably could. I'd like to show you guys the Keepa, but not show you what the product was. Yeah, I can't really. Unfortunately, I can't. There's no way to just like block all the info. But basically, one of my favorite products that I've ever sold, I sold it for like maybe 7 months, and Amazon was in stock with the new ones for like 60, $70 for like several years. And then at the same time, they got discontinued, like just got cut off. And then the price started to go up and up and up. Even for used ones, the price was going up and up and up because it was discontinued. And so people on eBay were seeing the solds at like $40 for used, but on Amazon they were really going for like 130. So people would find them at the thrift store, and they would see the solds for $40 sell for what they thought was market, and then on Amazon they would sell for more, which was a really cool opportunity, and that just kept happening. So always looking for more of those types of opportunities. Life as an entrepreneur says, well, I could not say says right. Says, what categories do you like that's year round? Well, I can't give like complete like specific things that I do, but I like electronics, office supplies. I do some health and household, a little bit of grocery. I've done some tools before. I've done sporting goods. Just definitely look for keepagraphs that are like pretty stable, like between like the whole year. Like you'll see it in the sales rank if they are you know, not steady. Thanks for your thoughts, Seth and Phillips. You're welcome, Scott. Drop all your ASINs in the chat. Let's go. Love that username. Heck yeah. How did you get that username? That's sick. What softwares does Cody use? He doesn't do eBay to Amazon. I think he's good at manual sourcing. Honestly, these days, manual sourcing is the best. Yeah, you're welcome. Scott, ASIN Fetcher by Amazon Zen is a free Chrome extension that's great for scraping ASINs from storefronts. Yeah, that's a good idea. By the way, where's Cody been? Cody got sick for several weeks. He's just getting over it now, and now he's catching up with Amazon. And also, it's also hard to like set up a time with another person to live stream. Like recently, I've just kind of been live streaming when I have time. But I'm sure we're gonna live stream more. How about Josiah? I should ask him again. I always have fun with Josiah and Cody. Yeah, that would be fun. About the name, you have not because you ask not. The Bible. Let's go. Love that. Is your seller skew the FBA store name? No. In a storefront, there's a little like part in the link. That's the skew, I think. All right, guys, my laptop is about to die. It was good hanging out. We've been here for like 2 hours, but we'll probably be streaming more. I love this idea of asking Josiah to stream with me. I always have fun with him. See if we can get Cody on as well. But yeah, good to hang out, guys. Have a good rest of the day. Check out the 0 to 20K series if you haven't already. New episode is coming out on Saturday. And hope you guys have a great rest of the day and take care.